All right, so good afternoon, everyone. And today is our continuation for discussing the topic of time series forecasting. And last week, we were able to understand how we can apply time series forecasting using the multi layer perceptron or the basic artificial neural network, or just simple neural networks um, in application for time series forecasting. So for today, we're going to discuss how we will be able to use convolutional neural network. How do we create CNN models, especially for applying it on univariate and multivariate time series forecasting. And later, we'll also discuss about multi-step time series forecasting. All right. So to begin with, let's first have some prior knowledge of what a CNN is all about. So we have understood that convolutional neural network, it's a type of deep learning neural network architecture. Basically, the application of it is for computer vision, no? And it's a type of regularized feed-forward neural network that learns feature engineering by itself, no, via the use of what we call filters or kernel optimization. And CNNs are distinguished from other neural network by their superior performance, no, with applications on images, speech, or audio signal inputs. And talking about convolutional neural network, we have uh, different layers that are present on convolutional neural network. For example, it has convolutional layer. It also has pooling layers, and as well as fully connected layer. The convolutional layer is the first layer of the convolutional network. And with each layer, the convolutional neural network increases its complexity. And some of the earlier focus on simple features are done on the studies of colors and edges, no? And then presently there are many applications, no, um, that have been applied in various fields for convolutional neural network. We all know that it has been applied for image classifications, no? For instance, uh, in classifying or in applying search engines such as Google search, social media applications, and other recommender systems for image classification. CNNs are also applied for um, basically for uh, facial recognition, no? For instance, in social media, how do people are identified with their images or their photos? And also, CNNs are also applied for surveillance, for military purposes, catching criminals, catching suspects, and sometimes they're also used for looking or finding missing persons, something like that. Nowadays, it's also used for medical field, no, perhaps for image analysis, no. Um, there are many applications in the literature where we can find that CNN was applied for medical field. And then we have nowadays we have uh, self-driving cars, and there are applications of CNNs for self-driving cars, perhaps for object detection. How do cars, how do these cars, especially self-driving cars, detect objects? Well, Some of them are using the CNN model. It's also used for speech recognition. No, for example, how do um, the many applications that uh, recognized, no, and that can also transcribe spoken words. Yan. So those are some of the applications of CNN, no, that includes also sentiment analysis, no, wherein we can classify uh, different sentiment analysis operations. So basically, CNN is a very good model to be understood, no? And however, we can see nowadays that there are also some applications of CNNs for time series forecasting. Now, there are different types of CNN models. No, among them are the uh, um, the popular versions, no, popular models of CNN that have been used for image classifications, no. If you are aware of some of the commonly used CNN models like VGGNet, no, or Linet. If you have heard about those examples, one of the first one is Linete, no. It was introduced by um, forgot the person, but his name is Lecun, no, Lecun. It was in 1998. That's why it's called Linet, no. And then there was an AlexNet version of the CNN. It was developed and designed by a certain Alex. That's why it's called AlexNet. Okay, and it this AlexNet uses the rectified linear unit for nonlinear part, no, instead of tangent or in hyperbolic tangent or sigmoid function. Kasi usually uh, in the earlier standard for traditional neural networks, linear functions are applied like ReLU. However, in AlexNet, um, ReLU is also applied, no? But ReLU is much applicable because it is less computationally expensive, no, compared to the hyperbolic tangent and sigmoid function. And it also involves simpler mathematical operations. And then yung binanggit ko kanina, yung VGGNet, no? VGGNet is also an application of that. And then pati si Google, no, nag-create din siya ng CNN model. If you're aware of the Google Net or the Inception model, um, these are used for classifiers, no. And then we have the ResNet. It's also a convolutional neural network, no. This is where um, they introduce identity shortcut connections, no, which means they are skipping one or more layers on the traditional convolutional neural network. And then we have the mobile nets, no, architecture na gumamit sila ng weight deep neural nets. Kaya tinawag siyang mobile nets na yun can be mobile phones. And then meron ding mga densely connected convolutional neural network where each layer is connected to all other layers that are deeper in the network. Okay? So, ang dami niyan eh. Marami ang mga nasa literature na yan ng mga convolutional neural network. However, there are very rare cases na that the convolutional neural network has been applied for time series forecasting. They use CNN for time series forecasting, but basically they applied another or they combine other models, no, to make it a hybrid model for time series forecasting. Basically, CNN can be enough to be applied for time series forecasting. So as you can see from this module that we are discussing, we will try to discover how to develop some suite of CNN models, no? And it will be applied for a range of standard time series forecasting problems. Now, the objective of this tutorial is to provide standalone examples of each model on each type of time series problem as a template. Okay, this is only just a template. Maybe you can apply it in various ways, but this can be used as a model, no, which you can copy and you can adapt, no, for your specific time series forecasting problem. I already mentioned what are the things that we're going to discuss. So let's go and proceed right away with univariate CNN models. No? We have identified last week that univariate time series are data sets, no, that has a single series of observations. So, meaning we only have one feature, and the order of the data set is with respect to its time or temporal ordering. No? And if you try to develop a model to learn from univariate data set, no, all the model will do is to learn from the series of past observations, no? So basically historical data, and then you will have to predict the next value in the sequence. Okay, so we already discussed how to prepare a univariate series to be able to be applied it for CNN model. So basically we have, as an example, you can see here we have a series of um, we have a series of numbers here, and basically what we did last time is to divide this sequence into samples, no, and each sample has three time steps, as you can see from here: 10, 20, 30. And another one is, another sample has 20, 30, 40, and another sample has 30, 40, and 50, and so on. So we're gonna use these three time steps as input, and we will have one time step. As you can see from here, this is our y. This will be our output, no, for the one step prediction that we want to learn from the data set. And you notice that we are still using the function wherein we can split our data set, no, our univariate sequence into number of samples, no, depending on how many number of steps that we would like to have for our data set. So from the last week, we just used 3 as the value of our number of steps. So from here, we define a function that allows us to create an array of list for x and y for the inputs and output, and then we basically return an array of our input and output, no, for this particular um, function. And then um, we can define an input sequence. As you can see from here, we define an input sequence from 10 to 90, and then we have a number of steps as such, so that the resulting data set, no, for x and y will look something like this, no. The shape of our x will be 6 by 3, since 9 lang naman yung uh, number or the length of the sequence, no, na meron tayo doon sa ating raw sequence. And basically what we have here is just an example on how we can actually create, or how we can split our univariate sequence into number of samples, where each sample has three time steps. So for the CNN model, of course, maybe you are not yet familiar, or maybe you are familiar with how we can create a model for CNN, since we are defining univariate CNN model. So you can see here that we are using just one-dimensional CNN model. So ibig sabihin ng one-dimensional, this is for univariate time series forecasting. And we can define it as follows. So line number 2 is the creation of the model. And then we have the input layer here in line number 3. So we define the number of neurons as the filters. We defined it as 64. And then we have a kernel size. And then we have an activation function. And then we have the input layer here. So the input layer, as you notice, has a number of steps and then the number of features. Right? So how many number of steps is required and how many number of features is required for the data set that we have. So we need to identify that, and that is very critical in your definition of your CNN model. But the other parts of the model are more on the basic architecture. And as you can see, after the convolutional layer, this is the convolutional layer wherein we can see that we are applying a convolutional 1D or convolutional one dimension. This is the first convolutional layer. After that, we applied max pooling layer, and you can see that it is also for one dimension. So max pooling ID. And then inside that, no, ang input parameter natin for the max pooling is the pool size. This is a filter, as you understood from the last time. Okay? So ang ginagawa ng convolutional layer is to convolve, no, from one layer to another, extracting features using the dot product, no, calculations, no, of each convolution, no, that it has. And then we have a flattened layer here, and then we add another dense layer or fully connected layer here, and 50 as the number of neurons. And on the last layer, we'll have just one neuron. Just basically, this is for our prediction, no? Just one value for our prediction, which is the next step, no, after the different historical value that we have. Now, to reshape, no, we need to reshape the data set that we have, because from the data set that we have, we only have this following, we only have two dimensions. We have the samples and the time steps. So as you can see, these, in preparing our data set, no, from the above, we have a shape of two dimension, which is 6 by 3. But we need to reshape it into the following, shape, which means we will not only be concerned about the samples and the time steps, but you will notice that in convolutional neural network, we need another argument, for the shape of our input. For the shape of our input, let's say the number of features is 1 because we only have one column, so that will be the number of features. So kung multivariate, depende kung ilan yung feature na gagamitin natin. Okay, so we have the number of samples and the number of time steps. We already know that the number of time steps is equal to 3. And then we have the sample size. And then we have the features, which is equal to 1 because we only have one column. Then we can reshape our input data into the following. So we will get the first, which is the number of samples, which is 6. And then here, we'll have the second index or index 1, which is equal to 3. So yung 6 by 3, parang ganito yan, yung size ng x natin kanina, if you understood the size of x, when it was reshaped, x reshaped, the size of our x is 6 by 3. So therefore, the size now is going to be, if we try to reshape it in such a way that it should contain also the number of features, now it's going to be 6 by 3 by 1. So that will be the case for our reshaping. No? Why do we have to reshape it? Because the CNN does not actually view the data as having time steps. Instead, it is treated as a sequence over which convolutional read operations can be performed like a one-dimensional image. And in this example, we define the number of convolutional layer into 64 filter maps and a kernel size of 2, and then followed by max pooling layer. And then, as you can see here, some of um, the other parameters that we use for the convolutional network. Now, after that, we need to fit our model. After we create the model, we need to train by 1,000 epochs, feeding the input and the output data that we have. And then we'll try to demonstrate our prediction. So what will be our output, our y hat, given the following values as input parameters. Okay? So we need to also um, reshape our X input since yung input natin ay number of time steps and the sequence, no, or the samples and the the number of steps. So we need to also include the number of features for our input, and then we can now use it as a parameter input for the prediction. All right. So tying it all together, these are all the things that we need in order to apply our CNN example. So we have now the univariate CNN example here. So we will be using sequential model for creating the model, and then we need to provide the dense layer, the flattened layer, the convolutional layer, and the max pooling layer, along with the uh, array function. Specifically, we're going to use it for the data preparation. Now we have here um, the function to split the sequence of the univariate dataset into number of samples. But this is not enough, no? This is just the beginning of the data preparation. We need to reshape the output of the array that we have for array X and array Y. And we need the shapes. Now we need the shapes that will be um, especially on the input part. No, we need the shape of the array X. We only have two dimensions here, 6 by 3, but we need to also include another dimension, which is the number of features. So basically, we just put it all together as I have explained. And as you can see, when we try to run our model, now this is now the prediction that we have. So if we have 80, 90, and 100, so presumably the next value would be 110, right? So as you can see here, if we try to run this, so let's try to run. Kasi basic lang naman yung ano natin dito. Now it's connecting, and let's see what happens. If there will be changes on the output kasi dito 114. So it's now running, as you can see. Right? So let's see. Oh, there is no keras that layers that convolutional. I think this was a very old module. Okay. So there is a problem with keras that layers that convolutional. No, I think uh, this this part of the module that we imported has been deprecated. No, meaning this is a very old version of the convolutional layer. No, that we want to add here because it stopped from working properly. So there's no need for us to manually install the dependencies because there are no dependencies for this for running this. No, I just run it now, but there is a problem. But basically, um, no, how do we troubleshoot this one? No, if we are encountering something like this, um, it says here no module name keras that layers that convolutional. No, so maybe we can search this. Okay, we can search this and we can find answers. Okay, from different sources like Stack Overflow. Um, why do we encounter perhaps such problem no in executing? You can see naman that I have previously executed it and it's working properly, but now it's not working. So what seems to be the problem? As I assume, no, ang problem dito is there is an error message. Okay? There is an error message and we can see that the error message is more on the module name keras.layers convolutional, no? So this is usually happening when perhaps the module is not correctly imported, no? But I do believe that um, we are importing the correct module, no? So in some of the let's try to change this. So it's correct naman keras that layers that convolutional. So let me see. So let's just see kung ano yung um, much preferred code that we can use. So maybe we can uh, we can import convolutional 1D. So let's try. So the same as this one, we remove the convolutional here. So I don't know if this is the problem. So let's try to run. I hope ayan, nag-work na siya. So I think it's better now, no? So there was a deprecation. So pakibago nyo na lang na-solve na natin yung problem. We don't need to include the that convolutional here, no, because this is a very old, I think, very old code. So we can remove it and just simplify the importation of the convolutional 1D and max pooling 1D by simply calling keras.layers and import the um, necessary library. Okay? So, ayan, we get now the demonstration. A while ago, it is 114. Now it's very close to 110, which I think it's very close to the target, which is 110, right? Now, the model looks like this. Now, you take a look at the summary of the model. You can see here that we only have few parameters used. No, it's around 3,493. Okay, I think it's only around 13.64 kilobytes. Now, that is the application for univariate. So let's proceed now with multivariate CNN models. Okay, so in CNN models, especially in multivariate, okay, we identify multivariate as a time series data. where the data has more than one observation for each time step. Now, meaning it could be two columns or two features or three or more. Yan. Now, there are two main models that we may require with multivariate time series data, and they are the following. We can use the multiple input series, and the other one is the multiple parallel series. Now, we have already did this no in last week, and we applied the multiple input series for MLP, and as well as the multiple parallel series for MLP as well, no? But this time we're going to use multiple input series and multiple parallel series for CNN multivariate. So, do you remember the input sequence that we have? So, perhaps we have input sequence number one. So, maybe this is the first column or the first feature. And input sequence two is our second column or second feature. We convert it into an array, and then we concatenate the two inputs that we have. No? For every, we created a loop here so that the input 1, 10 plus 15, they will be summed and totaled, and then the resulting value will be in a form of an array as our output sequence. So after that, we will try to convert our rows and column structure. As you can see here, we are reshaping our output. No, we are reshaping our input sequence so that it will become two-dimension, and then we are also doing it in for input sequence 2 and as well as output sequence. And then after that, we use the function horizontal stacking for input sequence 1, input sequence 2, and output sequence. So this is the complete example. As you can see here, if we try now to print our data set, this will be our data set. We have now how many samples? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 samples that has the following values. So we now have, for each sample, we have 3 time steps, right? But the third column that we have is simply the output sequence, which is the concatenation of the first and second sequence that we have. Okay. Now, this is the function that was also introduced last week to everyone. Now, we're going to use this function to create a multivariate sequence. And as you can see here, we only need just two parameters, the number of sequences and the number of steps. No? And then we will return some array here for our input and as well as for our output. Okay, so for the complete example, as you can see here, this is just for the data preparation. No? So you can see here that we have splitted. We have 7 samples, and then we have 3 steps per sample, and then we have 7 by 3 by 2 for our input. Okay, so meaning this is just the example that we have here. No, we have 7 samples. Each sample has 3 time steps, or 3 time steps, and each step has 2 samples for each 3 time steps. And then for the output, we have the following. We just have the 7 samples that has one column. Okay, so as you can see here, so this is now the output. Now, if we have these inputs, so we have this output over here, and if we have this, we have the output over here. Okay, so this is how we obtain um, our data set. Now, for the CNN model, we try to fit now our one-dimensional CNN model on this data. And as you can see, we are still implementing a one dimension. No? We're still implementing a one-dimensional convolutional neural network here, as well as the one dimension for the max pooling layer. This is just a base model. As you can see, we only have one convolutional layer, one max pooling layer, one flattened layer, one dense layer over here, and the output layer over here. Okay, same as in the prediction, but the thing that you have to understood here to understand here is the reshaping of our input, because we still need the number of features, as you may notice from here. Now, the number of features that we have is not anymore one, no, because we now have multiple columns or multiple features. Now, the complete example are as follows. So we try to correct the mistake here. All right. So I think that's it, no, for the libraries that we need. And then this is the input sequence that we have. And as you can see here, okay, so what is now the number of features? Ayan, that is the shape, the third index of our X shape, no? Ano ba yung third index natin? Okay? So, if you see on the shape of our X, okay? Ano ba yung shape ng X natin? This is the shape of our X. So, this is the first index. Index 0 is 7. And that's the number of samples. And index 1 is 3. Okay? This is the number of time steps. And the 2 here is the number of features, because we only have input sequence 1 and input sequence 2. So hindi kasama yung output sequence natin dun sa dataset natin. So we only have 2 as the number of features. So in other words, the shape of our X input is this one, no? So it's going to be 1, okay? And the number of steps that we only have 1 here because this is the shape of our, I'm talking about the prediction kasi iba yung shape ng ano natin na ginamit for training, no? For training, yung shape natin dito sa training ay galing dito sa um, pre-processing natin na ginawa, no? Which is ito nga yun, no? Ito yung magiging shape ng input natin for the training. But during the prediction, kaya to naging 1 dito kasi isa lang naman to, no? Isa lang yung sample natin dito. And these are the number of steps ay 3, 1, 2, 3, and each number of step has 2 values. For the number of features, okay, we only have 2. Okay? Yan. 2 because we have 1 and 2 for the input sequence 1, and the second one is the input sequence 2. So that's the shape now of our model. Now to show us the capability of this multivariate CNN example, let's try to run it. And as you can see, we are expecting that if we have the following values, so ano ang magiging output natin? It should be 205. No, that's the total of 100 and 105. So, yan. So, lagpas tayo ng mga 3 points, no? Mga 3 points. So, we are over the expected input. So, this is the demonstrated output, no, for our prediction. We have 208. Okay. So again, we're not after the accuracy of the model. We are just trying to show how we can apply multivariate data or time series data using um, a convolutional neural network. Now, the second one, aside from the multivariate input sequence, we also have what we call multi-headed CNN model. Okay, so what is multi-headed CNN model? So it goes like this, no? We have input series. We have separate input series, as you can see from here. So we have visible one and visible two. So we have two models actually, no? Meron tayong dalawang model dito and we can call it input models. We have first input model and the second input model here. On the side of the first input model, we have the visible one that has the input layer. And if you notice the shape of our input model, first input model is the same as the shape of our second input model, no? Which has the following shape, no? The number of steps and the number of features. Now, inside this first model here, we have the appropriate convolutional neural network and the max pooling and then the flattened layer. Now, this is what we call multi-headed, no? Because as you can see, we have two input model that we have created. Okay, and then what we will do with these two, we will try to concatenate or merge them together. As you can see here, we use the function concatenate, no? Ibig sabihin, yung mga input submodels na to, ang tawag kasi dito submodel 1 and submodel 2, they will be concatenated here, no? So as you can see, we call it the merge model, and the parameters that we are accepting here are the CNN1, which is the input model 1, and the input model 2. And then we concatenate them, no? And then you can see here that this is the merge model. And right here, we are connecting them together with a fully connected layer that has 50 neurons and has an activation function of ReLU. And then this is the output layer. So we can put them together as this, no? Like this. We can connect all the input and the output models as something like this. So we have the model and then the model function here. Our inputs are the following, the visible one and the visible two, and our output is just the output. Okay? Now, to illustrate the multiple-headed CNN model, we have something like this. No? Meron tayong dalawang input models that we have created. Okay. And then we merged them together here. And then we added the dense or the fully connected layers that has 50 neurons. And then we have now the output layer. Okay? So, ganun lang po. No? Parang multi-headed siya kasi meron siyang dalawang input model here for input model 1 and input model 2. Okay. Um, um, as mentioned here, this model requires input to be provided as a list of two elements where each element in the list contains data for one of the models. Now, in order to achieve this, we can split the 3D input data into two separate arrays of input data. That is from array with a shape of 7 by 3 by 2. If you remember, this is the shape of our data set. Ang gagawin natin, i-reshape natin siya, i-separate natin yung mga arrays natin. It's going to be 7 by 3 by 1. Okay? So this is going to be now our x1. Ibig sabihin, ito yung i-feed natin sa input model 1 and the other one, this was going to be the feed for input layer number or input model 2. Okay? So the number of features now will be equal to 1. All right. Okay, let's move. Let's move on. Now you can see now when we train the model, we have two inputs as x1 and x2. And as you can see here, we need to, for the prediction, we also need to reshape our prediction, no? So you can see here that our x input will be the first index and the second input is going to be the second index or index 1. Now this is the complete example. So we just try to delete this one also, right? I don't know if this will work, no, this merge here. Maybe we don't need this. Just import the concatenate here. Okay, so let's try to run this. So given the following and then given the following observation, our expected output is that we should be getting 205 here, no, as our final prediction. So let's try to run it. If we will have 205, right? It's working. No error yet. Okay, so I think it's better, no? So the multi-headed CNN was applied and we have a better prediction as you can see here. 205.8, no? Medyo kulang-kulang lang sa 1 yung ating difference, no? So that is for the multi-headed CNN model. Now let's proceed with the other model, which is the multiple parallel series, no? Okay, I think there's a question here from and this is not the this is not a question, no, from Mr. Peralta. He mentioned that baka daw wala yung convolutional. Yeah, that's what we did, no? That's what we did. Okay? So okay, getting back. Let's have the multiple parallel series. Now for multiple parallel series, we also did this last time, no? Wherein we have um, multiple parallel series, meaning we have something like this. Okay, so we have multiple parallel series, meaning we have plenty of um, inputs. Now, as you can see here, we have input sequence 1, input sequence 2, and output sequence that are the sum or the total of the concatenation of the input sequence 1 and input sequence 2. Now, as you can see here, the number of steps is defined as 3 because that will be the, and then we have the following output here. We have 6 by 3 by 3, which means we were able to have, for our data set, we were able to have 6 samples. Each sample has 3 time steps, and each time step has 3 values, no, which is the number of features. So ayan, nakikita nyo naman, tatlo per time step, no. This is time step number 1, time step number 2, time step number 3, and each time step has 3 features. That's why it's called 6 by 3 by 3. Now for our output values, we have 2 dimensions. Now we have 6 samples and each sample has 3 time steps. All right? Now we have what we call vector output CNN model, no? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng vector output CNN model, no? So as you can see here, um, for the vector output CNN model, although wala siyang definition dito, but if we try to run this, so maybe we can remove this, also this one. Okay, and let's try to run. Okay, so what we are seeing right now is when we try to run the model, okay, so we are expecting that our output would be three time steps, no? Three time steps. So what would be the possible values after 90, 95, and 185? And as you can see, we're expecting 100, 105, and 195. So that's our expected values actually, no? Oh, no, no, no. It's not 105. It's 205. 205. Okay? So the first is we are expecting 100. So medyo may lagpas tayo dito. Ito yung output natin. Dapat yan 100. Ito naman, dapat ito ay 105. And to ay dapat 205. Okay? So, earlier I mentioned about the vector output CNN, no? So what is an output vector CNN? Okay? So this means that we're using the output of the layer prior to the final classification layer. Okay? So that's how um, we are doing the output vector layer. Now for the multi-step CNN model, no? So we basically understood this last time, no? And you notice now we have three arguments. We need the number of steps in and the number of steps out for this particular um, pre-processing technique, no? That we're going to use for the univariate sequence. And as you notice, this is what we are doing right here, no? And this is the example of the output, no? And you can see here na ang output natin, we have 5 samples that has 3 time steps. And for the output, we have 5 samples with 2 time steps for each sample. Now let's use vector output model. And you notice that we are trying to reshape our models here. So basically, we're using the number of features here, not only the 5 by 3. So it's going to be 5 by 3 by 1, no? Because the number of feature is equal to 1. And this is our um, convolutional neural network, our model, is simply the model that is basically presented way back. And now this is our prediction demonstration. No? So if you have 70, 80, and 90, our expected output should be equal to what? So our expected output should be equal to 100 and 100. I think it's going to be 90 and 100. Okay. So let's try to run. Okay. So let's try to run. So this is our raw sequence here. This is just univariate, remember. But we need to include the number of steps in, wherein we have 3. And then the number of steps out should be equal to 2. Okay? So what if we change the values, no? Baguhin natin. Let's try to change the number of steps. Gawin nating 4, no? And gawin nating 3 naman yung number of output natin, no? So what will happen? Let's try to run. And you can see now that the data set that we have is something like this, no? But the output value that we have here, since dito yung shape natin ay I think we still have something here. Yan. Wala na. Okay. We only have two values, no, two times step for this simple example here, no? So dalawa lang ang output natin. Dapat to tatlo, di ba? So we're missing something. So that means if we change something here, no, kapag may binago tayo dito, katulad nito, okay? Actually, yan. So we also need to change it here. Okay, so maybe we can change it here. We make it 4 by 3 as the number of steps in and steps out. And then we try to run it again. And let's see what happens. There's an error, no, because now there is a value error here that we have seen because the input shape is expecting an array shape of size of 3 as a size of 1 by 4 by 1, no? But the number of features pala dito is that we provide is equal to 1 by 4 by 1 dapat siya, no? 1 by 4 by 1. What is the number of features here? Yeah, it's equal to 1, right? And the number of steps in is equal to 4. Yeah, it's correct, no? But we cannot reshape now our array. Ito yung array natin, input array natin, you know? Ang input array natin is only 3. So maybe if we can add 100 here, and we try to run it, to make it 4, no? To make it 4, will we get still an error? So let's see. Now we have the following values, no? So kanina may error tayo because our input array has only a shape of 3, but it expected that we have 1 by 4 by 1. So we now have the following answers, no? So we're expecting, if we have 70, 80, 90, and 100, we're expecting 120, correct? 120, 140, and 100, and it should be ano, no? Sunod-sunod, 120, 130, 120, 130, and 140. So that will be the case. So medyo malayo na yung output natin dito. But in any way, it's still running, no error. Okay? So that's only for univariate. What about multivariate? And then we're expecting multi-step output. So to do this, as you can see, we still need the number of steps in and steps out for the sequence. And then what else? What else do we need? Just like that, no? Just the number of steps in and the number of steps out. It should be noted here, no? Kung ilan yung number of steps natin and the number of steps out. As you notice, we have 3 by 2. Okay? So that we will have an output of 6 by 3 by 2 and 6 by 2 on our output. So let's try to use the multivariate multi-step 1D CNN example here. Just try to delete this. And let's try to run. As you can see here, our expectation for the following values here, we are expecting an output of 185 and 205. So yan, medyo malapit tong multiple step na multivariate natin. Okay, this is multivariate data, no, because we have input sequence 1, input sequence 2, and output sequence. Right. Now, what about multiple parallel input and multi-step output? No, anong itsura nung gagawin natin? As you can see here, the data set dapat ganito naman siya. Ibig sabihin, we have multiple step. Ibig sabihin ng multiple step, um, we have for the output, we have two outputs, no? As you can see, 2 by 3 yan, and each output should have 3 time step. So ito pong nakikita nyong 40, 45, 85, and 50, 55, 105, yan yung output natin. Okay. So kaya nga tinawag natin siyang multiple parallel output, no? Multiple parallel output. You can see from here. Pero yung input natin is also multiple parallel din, no? Multiple parallel input and then multi-step output. Now, multi-step meaning we have 2 steps. Yan, 2 steps to. And each has, as we have seen here, we will have 3 time steps for each step. Okay? So, yan yung magiging output natin. And you will notice also that our output was flattened here, no? Medyo kakaiba to kasi may flattening of output dito, wherein the shape of our output is going to be the second index of the y and the third index. This is going to be multiplied, no? Multiplied siya. And to reshape, no? Yung magiging shape natin is going to be 6 nga ba o 5? Yeah, 6 samples. So we have 6 samples. This is our first shape, the number of samples. And the n output is equal to the first index, which is 3 by 2. No? So the shape of the y will be this one. No? This is the shape of the 5 pala. 5 samples lang pala yung na-create. I thought it was 6. Now, this one is the complete code that we have, and we try to run it. Right, so what are the things that are difficult to understand here? So none, no? So everything is the same. But we run it in 7,000 epochs, no? Kasi medyo mas marami siya compared to the others, no? And we are expecting how many outputs here? We're expecting, yeah, we are expecting an output of this, no? Because our output shape, yung output shape natin dapat ano no? You can see here the output shape should be equal to the number of samples, which is 5 by number of output, or 1. Yes, the number of output is equal to 1. No? So we have a dimension of 5 samples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 pala. 6. So 6 by 1 yung magiging output natin. So definitely that will be our output when we try to run it. So we are expecting that at the end of the training, we'll have the following values. No? What will be the values? We're expecting 90, 95, 185, 100, 105, and 205. Medyo mas matagal to kasi 7,000 epoch yung run natin. Let's start to check now. All right, yeah. So we are expecting 90 here. Here we are expecting 95. And here we are expecting 185. Also here we're expecting 100. Here we're expecting 105. And here we're expecting 205. Medyo lumayo na siya dito, 209 na siya. Now let's try to apply it using a real-world data set, no, for univariate. You remember shampoo.csv? Shampoo.csv is a univariate sample wherein we have 36 months of shampoo sales, no? So we're gonna use that, and we will be just using one feature, which is the sales, no, for that particular data set. So that will be our raw sequence, no? So we converted it into list so that we have the raw sequence, no? And as you can see here, we managed to prepare our data to make our univariate sequence into number of samples, no? So these are not we can delete this one, no, because we do not need it. We can delete this one. The number of times, the number of steps is equal to 6. So for this example, we make the number of steps as 6. So meaning, for every sample, we will have 6 number of steps. No? So let's try to delete this. So this one. Okay. Now for the number of features, we only have one since yung sales lang kailangan natin. And we did some reshaping as well for the input part. And the model that we use is just the baseline model, no, that we have. And we would like to make a 1000 run for this. Now to demonstrate the prediction, as you notice here, these are the values that we placed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? So let's try now to predict. And you notice na itong mga to, medyo mahaba to. Mahaba siya, no? Kasi we have 6 samples eh. 36 yung 36 yung sequence natin. So, ang ginawa niya, this is the first sample and this is the first output. And then the second sample is this one and this is the second output, no? Until we reach the end. And then it demonstrated one-step prediction, which is 593. So we don't know if this is correct or not, no, because we don't have an idea, no. So we don't have also the code for evaluating whether this has the definitely if you try to print the X shape and the Y shape, we have 33 samples. Each sample has 3 time step, and we only have one feature here. For the output, we have 33 samples. So we have 33 samples. So after 646.9, it was predicted that the sale of the shampoo will have 593.27. So that's how we are able to apply it into a real-world data set. Another sample is this one. No? This time, we're using the multivariate. No? And this is for the aal.us.text. You remember, this is the data set for the stock market, no, for the United States, no. I think this is for Microsoft or Google yata, no, prices. We have the open, high, low, and close, and then the volume. So, but basically, we will not be using everything naman, no. We only have to use the open, high, low, close. And then for, we will be using ano pala, the volume as well. So for the output, open, high, low. Okay. So we have the following data set, as you can see from here. So we did not use the open int here. So we try to delete. This is just the data preparation that we did here. And then the data set was converted into NumPy. And then after that, we created, since multivariate tayo, kailangan natin ng number of steps in. and we also need the number of steps out. And then you notice na dito lang yan magkakaroon ng changes, no? So you can apply this, no? This is just parang ano to eh, parang by ano na to, no? Yung pag-split natin ng multivariate na to, ano na siya, naka-templated na siya. All you have to provide is the number of steps in and the number of steps out that you're going to use. Okay? So ayan, no, katulad nito, we provided the number of steps in as 3 by 2. And you notice that this is now the shape of our X and Y, no? So we have 986 samples. But the number of time steps natin ay 3 lang, no? Ibig sabihin, 3 lang yung time steps natin per sample. Ang dami nito, 986 samples, no? And then we have 4, no? For each sample, meron tayong 4 values. Now, dalawa yung magiging output natin dito. As you notice, no? Dalawa yung magiging values natin. So, bali ganito yan, no? So, ito yung let's proceed na kasi medyo mahaba to, 986 yung ano na yan. Let's proceed on the end part na nito. Medyo mahaba yan, medyo matagal din i-run. But definitely it's working, right? Yan, okay. So I think we reached the end. Now we have the following, no? So what we did is just to prepare our data, okay? Now for the number of features, since meron tayong high, low, close, at saka volume, so 4 siya. So we put it here as the number of features. Maybe we can delete this because it's causing problems, no? We encountered a while ago. All right, so moving on, this is the complete model. It's just the same model that we have, no, running for 2000 epoch, and then this is just for the prediction demonstration. Now, the input shape for this are the following, no? So, since we only have one sample, and then we have the number of steps in, how many number of steps in? So, we have 3, and then the number of features is equal to 4, right? So, as you can see, the output should be equal to the following. Now, another model that we use, or another data set that we use for multivariate, is the power consumption data set, no? The household power consumption. So it's a very large data set also, wherein we have plenty of features. We have the global active power, global reactive, we have the voltage, global intensity, submetering 1, submetering 2, submetering 3, and submetering 4. So what we did here is we did not include the submetering 3. No? So we removed the submetering 3. So our data set is just the following. No? So this is now the data set that we have. It's in the form of an array, as you notice here. Medyo mahaba din siya, guys. Medyo mahaba din siya. And the shape, no? Take note of the shape. So this is the most important, no? Kung ano yung shape natin. It's going to be long. It's around 1,165 samples. Each sample has 3 time steps. And each time step, meron siyang 6 values. For the output, 1,165. And meron tayong 2 values for each sample. Okay, I think this is the end part, no? So this is the complete illustration or demonstration of the code. So if you try to run this, so as you notice, nag-error tayo. What should be the error? I think it's on the part of the it's on the part of the data set, no? Kasi hindi natin na ano yung data set natin kanina. Okay? Ayan, no? So I think we need to run it from the beginning, no? Dito sa part na to, wherein we want to import first the data set, no? And then uh, we only included except the last column, and then we convert it into an array, and then we created the function for splitting of our sample for the number of time steps. Those are the following, and to show our data set now, these are the following values. No, medyo mahaba yan. As you can see now, it's being converted into scientific notation. So the number of features is equal to 6 for our reshaping. So ayan, let's try now to fit our model. As you can see, errors now are being handled. Meaning wala na tayong na-encounter na error dito because we run it from the start. We are now training it for 2,000 epochs. And let's see what happens. No? And then after that, we will demonstrate predictions. So to demonstrate the prediction, we have the following values. And this will be the X input, no? Let's try to still executing, no? Still executing. Let's try to wait, no? All right. It's taking time. It's more than a minute right now. But let's just wait, no? So in case that you have some questions, please feel free to put your questions in our public chat para ma-address natin yung questions. One student did not come today, si Mr. Oka. Shout out kay Mr. Oka. No, I think he's going to watch the recording later. We're still executing, right? So it's going to take time. So depende sa data set, no, especially in your assignment, you will be tasked um, to handpick your data set for univariate and multivariate, no? Just for the purpose of demonstration on how you can handle the application of CNN. So we're done with the model. As you can see now, the history of the model was placed here. So let's try to execute our demonstration. Okay, and then we print now our output. And that's it, no? So these are the values. We have two values for our next time step, no? The following are the values. So definitely we have demonstrated how we can handle multivariate for convolutional neural network. No? Not only multivariate but as well as univariate. So any questions po? Any questions? That's the end of the topic for this afternoon. Abanan, okay. So ibig sabihin malinaw sa inyo, no? I hope ganun din kalinaw ang pagsasubmit ng assignments nyo. Okay, anyway, if there are no questions, let's now proceed with the assignments. Now, you have two assignments for this afternoon. Let me just put the assignment here. All right, so this is the assignment. I'm just going to open the objective. Now, we have the household power consumption text here. Or you can use other So this is not specifically ano. Okay? Ayan, okay. Or you may just follow the instruction na lang siguro because there are instruction here that um, you will use the data set and you will provide a 7-day forecast. So, sir, paano ba mag-provide ng 7-day forecast? So, instead of uh, instead of having a feature of one, no, for the next time step, maybe you can provide 7 as the number of steps, no, for the output. Okay, you will just use the global active power column for the time series sequence, no? Yun lang kailangan yung gamitin. Global active power. So you don't need to use the other columns or features, just the global active power column. Now you can choose any time step you want as long as the output should be a 7-day forecast. Also, try to add plotting for your forecast and evaluate your model. Now, I'm not using the evaluation because I just want to demonstrate the capability of the CNN. But now it's up to you to how you are going to evaluate your model. Is the prediction okay? How much is the accuracy or the error that you can obtain from your model? I just want to edit it again for the date. So it's available from today. I will not put any any due date for this. Now, for the next assignment, this is for univariate, right? The next assignment is this one, no? So you're using a univariate, but this time you're going to use um, all the columns observation because we have medyo matagal i-train to kasi lahat na ng columns yung kailangan nyo rito. Okay? Now, paki-check lang po kung available yung dataset. Baka mamaya nakalagay dyan pero hindi naman clickable or may problema tayo sa link. Do we have problems on the link? Sige, paki-check na lang po. May question si Mr. Peralta. All good naman. But my recommended sources, textbook, site, or article po ba for further reference also? You may check some of the, you can find the website machinelearningmastery.com. Yan. So, yung machinelearningmastery.com na yan, you can find there time series forecasting for univariate and multivariate, no? Implementing CNN, MLP, and then next week nga ang di-discuss naman natin is LSTM. That's going to be your next also assignment, no? So from there, pwede tayong kumuha ng mga references. For books, I don't have any books that could give you some information about time series forecasting because I am relying only on some sources on the internet. All right, so do you have any questions on the downloaded malaki yung file, no? Medyo malaki. So 127 MB. So medyo malaki yan. Okay, so kayo na yung bahala. Okay? So, medyo matagal yung iraran yan, kaya gawin nyo na. Kasi medyo matagal pala yan. Medyo mabigat yung dataset. Right. So, do you have any more queries or questions? Before we end, I'm now putting the recording on hold